What's up fam, it's your boy Waishtaku. Did you know that once upon a time there was a myth, a legend, a bizarre story surrounds a man that doesn't seem to grow older despite Father Time was undefeated ever since the beginning of mankind. And today we're gonna explore the bizarre adventure of HIROHIKO ARAKI, aka the author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, a man that left many weebs screaming "Ola ola ola ola" whenever they heard this soundtrack. Today's video inspiration arrives from a comment that Nobucho left in the manga journey of Yoshihiro Togashi's video. Shout out to my man Nobucho. Feel free to comment down below on what manga artist journey you weebs want me to do next. Without further ado, let's begin today's video on the bizarre manga adventure of HIROHIKO ARAKI. And now, hit my intro fam! Fun fact, HIROHIKO was particularly influenced by the work of Paul Gauguin, a French artist known for his use of bold color, simplifying forms, and strong lines, with no formal art training. HIROHIKO ARAKI was born in the 7th of June 1960 at Sendai, the capital city of Miyagi Prefecture, a warm area well known for their classic Tanaba festival, attracting over 2 million visitors every single year, and their delicious robotaiyaki, a Japanese style of barbecue. Damn, making me hella hungry. HIROHIKO grew up in a family of 2 younger identical immortal sisters, where they love to watch TV program, and HIROHIKO being a typical Oni-chan, he doesn't want to watch the same TV program as his sister, so he turns his hobby towards manga and anime. What fuck? His favorite anime at the time was Tetsujin 28 Go, aka Giganta, and there are many manga like Aito Mokoto that HIROHIKO enjoys a lot during childhood, which inspired him to start mimic their art style and start drawing a lot of manga, building his art foundation at a really young age. Many events begin with a surprise, and there's no different for the bizarre beginning of HIROHIKO's manga dream. One day after school, HIROHIKO showed his friends some manga he drew at his spare time, and his friend's speech marks the beginning of his manga dream. Well, more accurately and more precisely, it solidified his dream. His friend said, "You are good at your manga." That simple yet powerful sentence made HIROHIKO realize he might actually be able to become a manga artist, and it for sure at the time gave HIROHIKO all the confidence he needed to. He begins drawing manga secretly behind his parents' back and starts honing his art skill. With all the motivation and confidence he gained from his friend, HIROHIKO starts submitting all of his manga to Shueisha, aka Shonen Jump Magazine's company, but he received one of mankind's biggest fear: rejection. But he learned from his mistake. He started honing his art skill once again and keep improving his storytelling ability. With all of that in mind, he has submitted another piece of work, but the result remained unchanged. Else. One strange thing has happened. While HIROHIKO is too busy getting his work rejected, there's a young duo of manga artists featuring Yoshinori Nakai and Takashi Shimada, the creator that drawn one of the biggest shonen hit in the 1980s. Kinnikuman, aka Musuman's author, has marked the beginning at the same year as HIROHIKO, but that's another story for another day. HIROHIKO studied design and fashion in Miyagi University of Education to improve his art foundation. He learned various unique clothing design and fashion, which we can clearly tell it has impacted his manga career later on. By the age of 21, HIROHIKO knew it's now or never. He has to get one of his manga accepted at least once. With that in mind, he drawn over 100 pages of draft for a one-shot manga that has a page limit of 31. On top of that, he has selected a Wild West theme due to the fact that it was a rare topic in the manga community at the time, which can be a really interesting topic for the audience, and it did indeed surprise the audience. He marked his debut with the manga Poker Under Arms in 1980, a story about a duel between 2 gunmen under the game of poker. Although his work was highly criticized by one of the editors of Shueisha, but they saw some potential in him and they were correct. Poker Underarm was selected as the runner-up in the Tezuka Award at 1980s. Hirohiko continues his Wild West theme with Outlaw Man in 1981, and he tried science fiction in 1982 with Say Hi to Virginia, but none of them were a big hit, and it didn't grant him any serialization until the arrival of one boy, BT. By September 1982, Hirohiko finally granted his dream of serializing his own manga in the Shonen Jump magazine. Koshou BT, a story about extremely smart main protagonists using their intelligence to solve crime, a mysterious genre that Shonen Jump is not really familiar with, and unfortunately Hirohiko received another L and got cut in 1983 with only 6 chapters released. He didn't let his setback defeat him. He took the L home and continued drawing manga. 1 year later, he gained another opportunity with Bao in October 1984, a manga about a 17-year-old boy, Ikuro Hashizawa, being kidnapped and turned into Bao, a bioweapon with superhuman strength and ability, and somehow he encounters a 9-year-old psychic girl, Sumire Lali, where they're together trying to defeat evil scientist Professor Kazumi Nome. Bad luck continued. With only 9 chapters being released, Hirohiko got his ass handed over to him yet again, receiving another big fat L. But you can clearly see he's improving and learning from his mistake. Interestingly, this series was adapted into a single episode over in 1989, 5 years after its initial release. Hirohiko landed his next one-shot manga with JoJo's Ari in 1985, a story about a female assassin using her makeup as the weapon. The inspiration for this 2-chapter manga arises from the field trip that he experienced in Italy, and he started using more bold posture and movement in his artwork to try to stand out and define his style. Unfortunately, it looks like Bad Luck really enjoyed Hirohiko's company and handed him another big fat juicy L, as the one-shot was deemed not suitable to serialize for male audience, as the main protagonist is a strong female, according to the editor of Shonen Jump. Sexist! So by now Hirohiko is 26, 6 years since he made his manga debut. 6 years. He received nothing but big fat L's after L's after L's. In comparison, his fellow debut friend Yoshinori Nakai and Takashi Shimada is killing the game right now with Muscle Man, with numerous amount of volumes being sold and the manga being animated. Heck, even Hirohiko's kohai Tetsuo Hara is smashing the manga community with Fist in the North Star. Hirohiko starts doubting his manga ability. It looks like his manga career is on the verge of being over. He might not be cut out for being a manga artist. He hits rock bottom, and his daily life seems to be submerged with depression. Everything seems to go south for him, but Diamond is unbreakable, and he decides to stand up and fight back one more time. By 1987, Hirohiko marks the beginning of JoJo Bizarre's adventure, a destined generations of rivalry between Dio and JoJo. Oh boy, you don't know how pumped I am when talking about JoJo. Let's begin with Phantom Blood, the beginning of the story. In 1880 England, Jonathan Joestar, aka JoJo, meets his adopted brother Dio Brandon, where Dio wants to kill his family to inherit the wealth. During the process, Dio put on an ancient mask and became a freaking vampire. How cool is that? And the only way that JoJo can defeat him is by the use of Hamon, a martial art technique. Side note, I don't want to spoil any plot for you guys, but trust me, this is some real good sh*. Please give JoJo a try. By the end of it, you will either in love with the show or you will absolutely hate it, but most of the people do love it. Let's get back to the video now. After 5 volumes, Hirohiko marks the ending of Phantom Blood, although it's not that popular in 1980s due to the fact that Shonen Jump is bombarded with great shonen manga like Dragon Ball and Saint Seiya. Nonetheless, Phantom Blood is an extremely important chapter in Hirohiko's manga career. It shows him glimpses of what his true potential could be. told him that his bold art style and ridiculous body posture might actually work in the manga world, and maybe, just maybe, one day he could compete with the big dogs in the Shonen Jump magazine rather than get forgotten with time. JoJo Bizarre Adventure continues with time, bringing us countless memorable and unique characters like cunning Joseph Johnster in Part 2 Battle Tendency,
my favorite character,
Yankee Josuke in Part 4 Diamond is Unbreakable. There's so many characters that I can't list them all in a single YouTube video. I will probably do another video on JoJo in the future, breaking down each part. None of the early JoJo Bizarre Adventure was a big hit, but instead it builds a small core of followers that will continue reading JoJo regardless of what happened, and that audience grew over time as HIROHIKO displayed more and more breathtaking plot and unique concept like the use of stun in Part 3 Stardust Crusader. It was such a game changer to the JoJo universe. It completely changed the battle system of Hamon that was used in the previous two parts, and that change was indeed extremely successful in changing and building a solid battle system for the future JoJo. Another unique thing that HIROHIKO does is the fact that he will use a lot of rock bands named throughout JoJo, like one of my favorite villains of all time, Dio. The name Dio arises from the heavy metal band of the 1980s. We can also see the shift in taste on the Ideal Man Fallout generation by JoJo's character design, like ridiculous muscular bodybuilder was extremely popular in the 1980s, hence it was used in Part 1 due to the rise in popularity of Arnold and Pumping Iron in the 1980s, compared to now in Part A, more slim, healthy, agile, fit character were more desired in the modern world. HIROHIKO have used a lot of his experience and knowledge he learned from his degree in designing a range of unique costumes for his character. His design is so unique and stylish to a point he even did a collaboration with the giant designer brand Gucci. What I really like about the different protagonists of different JoJo stories is the fact that they're unique. Not all of them are positive good vibes, justice only, perfect Gandhi-esque type of protagonists. They have their own motive and justice. They will follow their own principle and moral, just like us. Everyone is different. We might be similar, but we are all unique in our own way. HIROHIKO even drew a female as the main protagonist in Part 6 Stone Ocean, a move that many shonen manga authors could not even dare to think about it, let alone making a huge hit out of it. That shows us once again how unique HIROHIKO is. There are many side manga that HIROHIKO drew along JoJo, like The Lives of Eccentric in 1989, Under Execution Under Jailbreak in 1994, Dodge and His Master in 1996, and finally Dead Man's Question in 1999. I'm not gonna go too much in depth in these manga cause A, I don't know too much about them, B, this video is already too long, and C, JoJo's bad. By now 2019, JoJo have accumulated over 100 million copies sold in Japan alone, and HIROHIKO is regarded as one of the most unique, stylish shonen manga author in the history, and now his legacy is still being written with Part A JoJolion. He came a long way from keep getting rejected before his debut, constantly being dropped and cut and received L in the first 6 years of his manga career. Even the first few JoJo was not that popular to start off with. But his hustle and dedication have finally blossomed, and I, among with so many fucking JoJo weeb, would like to say thank you so much for bringing us so many awesome moments, teaching us we should follow our own adventure, despite if it is strange and difficult. Crave your own style and ideology on your own life path. HIROHIKO has surprised us in every single JoJo story, with no two adventures being the same in the last few decades, and that's what I really love about JoJo, and he will for sure continue to surprise us in the future with more bizarre adventures. And we are done. Thank you so much for watching the video. You could be doing anything right now, but you chose to stay with us. I appreciate it, man. Comment below on who is your favorite JoJo character. PS, mine is Joseph. What a freaking G, man. Love him. No homo though. Side note, I will be off from YouTube for around 3 weeks due to exam preparation. Don't miss me too much, you bunch of leaves. Like, comment and subscribe because that's gonna help me out a lot as a content creator and help us grow together in this journey to become the best anime YouTuber we could be. And have a nice day. I'm out. Peace!